Hey guys, MetalJesus here, and I'm back again with Radical Reggie.
What's up, bro? And today, of course, we're back with another pickups video.
And I have a confession to make, dude. I think you're gonna make fun of me with a couple of these games I bought.
Oh, man.
Yeah, one of them in particular, I'm not sure why I bought it.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. All right, dude, who should go first? Me? Okay, cool. So, I don't know if you are aware, but a Double Dragon collection came out recently for Switch.
Yes, I do know about that.
Yeah, so I got contacted by the publisher, and they are huge fans of you. So they sent this to you.
Right on, man. Got the Double Dragon shirt. Look at this, dude.
Yes, and they told me that one of these actually is pre-production, collectible.
Okay.
I'll have to figure out exactly which one it is, but yeah, they wanted to hook you up with some shirts. There we go.
Dude, Double Dragon, the first one, the original series is like where I started with beat 'em ups pretty much. So this is like very cool for me.
Yeah,
and
they thought you might like these.
And also too, I think it got announced that the collector's edition is being put as a physical now. I can't remember who.
I believe so, but yeah, so it's like 6 games in one.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, dude, so look at this, look at this, like, look at that sweatshirt, man.
Yeah,
now,
man. The hoodie and everything. Yeah,
this might be the one. One of these, actually, they warned me. They're like, hey, you know, it's like a pre-production thing. We're actually making some last-minute changes, but go ahead and give them to them. So,
dude, very nice of you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm glad they like me because that's, dude, this is so cool, man. Like, hey, a flood of nostalgia just came to me thinking about that series. So
I bet.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, no worries. I know. You're probably like me where you can never have enough t-shirts.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what I mean, so.
Cool. All right, guys, so my first item is something really cool from Red Art Games. They sent this to me. And this game's called Promenade. Or is that, do you think I pronounced it right?
Promenade, maybe?
Promenade, okay.
Yeah.
So this is a cool adventure game where you kind of like create platforms from what I remember. But this came with it. This
looks like a press kit, basically.
Yeah, pretty much a press kit. So very cool. Got a soundtrack with it and everything.
Like a little pink octopus dude there.
Yeah, Red Art Games, man, they too, they're one of my favorite limited printed companies out there. So if you guys haven't heard of them, definitely check them out because they're putting out fire. I mean, seriously,
wow,
guys.
that's cool.
Their inventory.
Well, you know, there are so many of these small print run games that I think in order to, instead of just cranking them out, they have to kind of make special versions of stuff. You know what I mean? And try to do a really good job with these. So
yeah, but they're looking at unique games and making certain ones that really deserve to be physical. You know, which I like. So very cool. But yeah, this game, I'm looking forward to playing this one. I think around to the 3rd or 4th area. And then I put it down for a second, but I was having a good time. Okay. So definitely a cool game for you guys to check out.
All right. Very cool. Yeah, I haven't played it yet. So, all right. Next up for me is this trippy game that you told me to check out called Fran Bow. So, yeah, this is published by Super Rare.
Yep.
And this is a really disturbing, basically kind of point-and-click adventure game, right?
Yeah, and it's pretty much the girl... Her family gets, I don't want to say what happens, but basically there's a cat in the game too that kind of helps her out, but you never know
she's in like an asylum in the very beginning, and essentially she can go back and forth between sort of these dimensions, the reality and this other dimension, and this other dimension is messed up.
Yeah,
I mean, like
very disturbing.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know how much of it I'm going to be able to show in this video because some of it's like people's body parts and stuff like that. It's pretty, it's hard, way more hardcore than I expected it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, you know, I dig some, you know, old school adventure games, and this one's kind of like a survival horror version of that. So
definitely a horror version.
Yeah, that's true, horror.
So yeah, man, that game, I haven't finished it yet, man, but it's just a mind trip playing through it. And a lot of people that I've seen that have played it, they really enjoyed it. So
yeah, I actually, when you told me about it, I went online and a lot of people were huge fans of this game. A lot of people were actually really excited that there was going to be a physical form. Yeah, great to have that in collection. So thanks for the recommendation.
Yep. And next up here, got this from Riggs at a convention. I couldn't believe Riggs had, because I've been looking for this for a long time. And this is Blaster Master Trilogy for the Switch.
Okay.
The sought after version, which is the SRB version. Okay. So this comes with the trilogy of games on the cart, and the Blaster Master series has been great to me. I love it. The Zero series, I should say. And if you haven't played these games, you guys got to try them out. They are fantastic. And just to have, this was the last one I wanted in my collection, so finally got it. Thank you, Riggs. I appreciate you. Gave me a good deal on it.
So he had it for sale.
He had it for sale at a convention.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, let me get that. Like, dude.
Oh, that's cool.
That was awesome.
All right, cool. Next up for me is a game. It just happens to be another classic point-and-click adventure game called VirtuaVerse. And this is the Switch version here. Basically, this is a cyberpunk, point-and-click adventure game.
Okay.
It's got the 16-bit pixel graphics. Yeah. And what's really cool about this game is that it is way bigger in scope than you imagine. That you start off as this guy who is trying to figure out what happened to his girlfriend, and then you quickly get involved with a hacker group that ultimately is trying to decide the fate of the world. And so this is a very cool game. What I would say is that it's very old school adventure. Like you have to really pixel hunt to make sure you don't miss anything in a room.
Like clues and stuff. Okay,
yeah, or pay attention to what people say, because you can very easily miss things. You also combine different items and stuff like that. Again, if you were just someone who is looking for this classic LucasArts Sierra adventure games, this is gonna be right up your alley. And of course, I love cyberpunk, so yeah, I was all over it.
Yeah, so this cover, is he like the glasses, is he like hacked into something? Or
I don't want to give too much away, but yes, there's basically the whole premise of the game is there is this augmented reality that people kind of tap into, and there is an overarching computer system that has plans for the entire human race. What I would say is, if you think you know where this game is going to go, you are probably wrong. It's got some really cool twists and turns. So
okay, cool, man, cool. All right, so next up here, I have DoDonPachi Resurrection. I think that's what it says.
Yeah, the DoDonPachi games are, I like every single one of them.
Yeah, and this one is awesome. Originally, it came out on I believe this version came out on the PS2, but this version has some extra stuff in it, or extra gameplay modes they added. So this is definitely the definitive version to get. And plus, the PS2 version was actually import. So, yeah, man.
Look at those covers.
I know, right? Wow. And I picked them up. I was like, dude, these games are amazing. They really Cave really know how to make a shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
It's just
this series that they've been doing, the M2 series.
M2, they're great.
Yeah, they're excellent. I did not know this. Where did you get these at? Remember?
I got them from PlayAsia.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
right?
they had them and stuff. So. Very cool. I mean, some people will wait for somebody else to publish them, but I'm like, as soon as I get physical, I'm good to go, man.
No, I mean, to be quite honest, I love buying stuff from PlayAsia because one, you usually get it before everyone else,
right?
And often there's special covers that the Japanese versions, or it's just easier to do there, especially when they tell you if it's already in English or if it's got English.
Because it tells you all that on the website, if it's in English if you need it or whatever. So that's really cool. Yeah. And then they got the exclusives with East Asian Soft, which is nice. So, definitely a place to find some games, guys. PlayAsia, definitely check them out.
Okay, well that's cool. All right, well next up is a game. It was a complete blind buy. I bought it simply because I heard about it, and that is Unicorn Overlord. This is published by Atlas. And it's a Vanillaware game.
Vanillaware, and I believe it's a strategy RPG. I actually got it for PS5.
10 years in the making.
10 years?
That's what I heard. 10 years in the making for this game. Yeah, and it's basically, I haven't jumped into it yet because I've heard it's quite the commitment.
Yeah, it is.
But they basically took some of the best elements of Final Fantasy Tactics along with Fire Emblem and also kind of twisted their own version of this in there, to where it's meant to be this epic JRPG. Like I said, 10 years in the making. So I was like, okay, I got to jump on that. And the other thing too, is quite honest, is that if it has Atlas I'm like, okay, I probably should pick this up because it could get expensive later. I don't know, but you know what I mean? If it looks like something I'm going to play and it says Atlas on there, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to snag it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good call on that one. Yeah, but just when you start it, it's going to be a commitment, man. That's why I haven't played mine yet.
You know, I'm going on a big flight soon, and so that would be a perfect time to start a game like that.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, next one I got here is something very cool from Pix and Love. You guys know I like fighting games, of course, and I got the King of Fighters 98. This is the collector's edition, final edition of 98. So this is the one you want to play if you play King of the Fighters 98. Now this comes with soundtrack, the game, of course.
Yeah, well, a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, all kind of gets the art book. It's just really impressive. So King of Fighters is probably one of my favorite fighting games out there. So I just had to go all out and get this. And these snap boxes, man, are so freaking cool, man.
Oh, dude, it'll survive a nuclear holocaust.
I know, right? So it's like, yes, I had to get that one. So
that's true.
Have you played the King of Fighters games with me?
I haven't. I should sit down with you and you school me. You show me how.
I'll give you a couple rounds. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Well, you were asking me yesterday, like, you know, because he knows I don't play a ton of fighting games, but he's like, what fighting games do I like? And typically I do lean more towards like,
3D.
Like the Soul Calibur. Something about Soul Calibur, I can play those games and not suck completely.
Yeah, you know? Soul Calibur's fun, man. Definitely, I would say, entryway of fighting games, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Neat. All right. Next up for me is another really weird game I picked up called Fights in Tight Spaces. Have you heard of this game?
I have.
Yeah. So this is a trippy game. I like it because it's trying to do something different. I'm always a big fan of that. And essentially what this is, it is a card-based, turn-based melee fighting game. So imagine if John Wick was broken down into specific movements, like if he's fighting in a hallway or fighting in a room, but you choose your movements based based on the deck that you have.
Oh, okay.
And so you'll drop a card, and that's what the movement that you'll have available to you. You'll burn that card, and it gives you another one. And then there's deck building built into this.
So you're doing all this and hoping that you'll be able to defeat the enemies that you're in the room with. Okay.
Yeah.
If it's enough to beat them.
Yeah, and it's got a really cool art style too, because it's this kind of like black and white kind of look to it. Incredibly unique. And yeah, as soon as I popped this in, I put several hours into it because it's just one of those games where you have to kind of give yourself over to it. I don't always love card-based games, but I do appreciate them every once in a while as something different to try.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is completely unique. I've never seen something like it. So
super rare.
Rare. Yep.
Cool. All right, so next game I got here is Crisis Core Final Fantasy. Finally was able to catch this for the regular price it's going for, because everybody was buying this up.
I bought it.
I was like, man, like it's sold out. So it finally came in. And I know it's not a long game. I do have the PSP version, but I feel like I should just play this version over that one.
Yeah, I think you probably can. I mean, I beat and loved the PSP version, and then I've played this one as well. And I mean, it's all the good stuff, basically. So
you know, I beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. I beat Rebirth. So before the next one comes out, I gotta go back and play this and kind of get some more lore, I would say.
Oh, and actually, it is. I mean, it's great how it works right into Final Fantasy VII. You know what I mean? So you'll really like it. And also, too, while it is a short game, there are a bunch of side missions that you can do. And those side missions sometimes only are like 2 minutes long. So it's very much designed to be played on a portable device, and if you only have a couple minutes. So it's great for that reason, I think, is that if you're afraid of committing to 100 hours for a big RPG, this is actually perfect. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's cool you bought that. All right, dude. Well, I mentioned that I have a game I'm a little bit embarrassed about. I'm going to be interested to get your opinion.
All right.
You know that I've been buying Xbox 360 games.
Yep.
There are a handful of exclusives. Dead or Alive Extreme 2.
Wow, dude.
They
made a Dead or Alive movie, and I feel like it was just based off of this.
Oh, really? They did a movie?
It's pretty hilarious. And Kevin Nash, he's a wrestler. He's in it. And
oh, really?
Yeah, he's just.
I mean, I have the original on the original Xbox, and I saw this in a store, and I was like, you know what? It's exclusive. I tried to justify it. If you're not familiar with this, you're seeing the footage. You basically go on a vacation to an island, and it's filled with all these beautiful women that you're trying to be friends with.
Right.
and playing a bunch of mini games.
Well, this mini game looked cool here. You got the sea craft here, so watercraft, so maybe like a little splashdown.
Yeah, or like kind of like wave race. That I'm gonna say that's the appeal of this game.
Okay, that's the cool part of this game. And it's on the cover too, so it looks like that part is fun.
That's true.
Good water effects.
I mean, again, I can't really justify it, but I am going around trying to find Xbox 360 games that may get hard to find in the future, and these are kind of fun just to throw on for a joke. The mini games are not great. There's like a pool hopping game and some other stuff. Actually, the volleyball is legit, I will say.
Okay.
So, anyways.
And it was online too, so cool.
Yeah. So that's the first game I'm kind of embarrassed about.
All right. So next game here, I got this from East Asia Soft Play Asia.
Oh, really?
Oniken+Odallus is a collection of games.
I've never heard of this.
Now, what's cool about this, I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but the creators of Blazing Chrome, this was their earlier game they made.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that game's great.
And so are these too, man. I was like, dude, these very impressive. They did a great job, and you're seeing the footage here. Oniken's like it feels like a really high class NES game. It's really on point.
Wow.
Odallus, I'm still getting into that one. But both games just seem pretty awesome. I love how they came together in this
like a dual pack. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Like they did these games. I don't know if they were really that popular, but as soon as Blazing Chrome came out, then everybody knows who Joy Master is, which is the developer, creator of these games. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, a game I did not know about. All right. Okay, well, next up for me, I'm going to go with the other game that I'm kind of a little bit embarrassed about.
Okay.
It's not as bad as the last one, but I bought it again because I'm a moron. So, Fast and Furious Showdown on the Xbox 360 and the 3DS.
It came out on 3DS too?
Yes.
Please do this.
I know, isn't it funny? So, hey, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't hate the Fast and Furious movies because I like cars. And so, if you are a fan of fast cars and cool cars, both old and new, of course I'm going to like the Fast and Furious franchise, no matter how dumb it is.
The cover cracks me up, man, because that's so suicidal. Like it's like what the heck?
Yeah,
like, you're jumping from a car to another car.
You know what that series kind of turned into is sort of James Bond. You know what I mean? As it's gone on to where it's like they defy all sorts of logic and physics and stuff like that. So basically these games are kind of like a best of. So they have different scenarios that are loosely based on parts of the movie. Or movies. So yeah, they're dumb. And I still played it.
You had a good time, though.
I did. Especially, again, I'm a sucker for 3D. And it's the cover of that. I don't know if that came from the Nintendo store or not. It's got like a Nintendo barcode on there.
But why did they put the barcode on the label? You gotta put it on the outside.
I don't know. So, yeah, I know, really. So that's the other game I'm a little bit ashamed of.
No, I like the Fast and Furious is a popular series. So again, of course, there's going to be games out there, and hopefully they are good. You enjoyed that one, so right on.
Well, thank you.
Let's see here. Okay, well, I mean...
Oh, okay. I almost picked this up.
Yeah, I picked it because it looked fun. So this is a Princess Peach Showtime, and I thought it was going to be similar to the Super Princess Peach on the DS back in the day. But this is its own game where she pretty much goes to a theater and you play all these different like mini games, and they're actually pretty fun. I was actually surprised. So.
This didn't get great reviews. I think people had kind of hyped it up, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but. It's not that it's a bad game. I think people were just expecting something amazing.
Right.
And interesting.
But Nintendo's known for putting out fun games, and it is a fun game. Yeah. I enjoyed it. But, I could see where some people were coming from. Probably they wanted like a AAA title or something like that. But no, it's just meant to be.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Fun.
All right. I haven't picked that one up yet, but it is one on my radar. Okay. That I'm kind of looking for maybe a cheaper version of it. So, dude, next up is a game. It's a good game.
All right.
Okay. That is Terminator Resistance for the PS5.
Yeah,
I bought this because I loved RoboCop Rogue City, which is also by the same developer. And then I just heard that this game was actually really good.
Yes, it's very good. I actually got my platinum on this game. That's how much I went through it. It's its own unique Terminator story. It's very compelling. The characters are very likable. And this one includes... the DLC where you get to play as the Terminator in its own little. I think it's a story mode or just like maybe its own mode. But that's really cool with the PS5 version.
Interesting.
And man, I had a great time, and I love the cover of this one.
Yes.
I wish they went with the original cover of the PS4 version. I felt the PS4 version had the cool cover because they changed this cover.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It just looks more eerie because obviously the Terminator movies. If you've seen the future, how terrifying they are.
Oh, sure.
And seeing the people like hiding from them, and you can see it on this cover too, how they're hiding, and he's got the gun ready to go.
Oh, I didn't actually notice that.
It looks more dramatic on the PS4.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it's still a cool cover, but right on, great game.
This developer has really surprised me because I get the feeling that these aren't like really expensive AAA games. They're kind of like AA games, but yet they do a lot with their budget, I think, with these.
Well, just to let you guys know, this is the same creator of Rambo, the game for PS3 and 360.
You talked about that game before.
I did.
Well, you know what, dude? I think this developer could go on with with the style of first-person shooters that they make and make like a Deus Ex game. I think they would fit into that perfectly. Or like Dishonored. Like if they got a budget, if they got time.
Or they could go back and fix Rambo and fix the DLC where it's playable on the PS3 because I'll never forget that. But
maybe they've come a long way. So
they come a long way. But hopefully, if you guys have a chance, go back and fix it so we can play it.
I was trying to think what other franchise. So obviously they've done 2 classic '80s sci-fi franchises.
Yep.
I mean, could they do one for Predator? Like, is there a game there? Like a first-person game?
Definitely.
I think that'd be pretty cool if you're being hunted by the Predator.
Would it be based off the first movie or the second though?
Dude, I haven't seen the second one since it was in theaters, so I barely remember that.
It got a lot of flack, but it's actually a pretty good movie if you really just take out Arnold, I guess, because a lot of people wanted Arnold to be
right. And that takes place not in the jungle, but in LA.
Yeah, in the city. Yeah.
Huh. That'd be cool. Yep. So that's mine.
Okay. What we have here, this is something very unique. Now, unfortunately, when companies when the system's at the end of its life cycle, companies feel like they shouldn't put games on it, and I feel like this game should have came to America because the game is in English, and this is CyberOrg for the PlayStation
by SquareSoft.
Yeah, they put it's a cool action beat 'em up game, and it's fully English voice acted, which is nice. Yeah, so it's definitely playable. But man, the production values they put into this game, I was like, dude, this should have came out to America. I think it would have did great, but I feel like they made the decision, said, no, well, PS2 is coming out, so we'll just keep this in Japan.
Really?
But I was totally shocked with it, man. It's a lot of fun.
Wow.
The characters are compelling. The graphics are great for its time. It's just like, man, they really put their hearts into it. And I love how they branched out. Instead of RPGs, they tried to make something else.
Yeah, because around this time they also did Einhander as well.
Yeah,
like a full-blown 3D shooter. Who knew?
Yeah, guys, so if you see CyberOrg out there, definitely give it a try.
I never even heard of that game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next up, another Xbox 360 game. I'd be curious to see if you played this or not. That is Blacksite Area 51.
Yes, dude. I played this back when it came out.
You did? Okay.
It was one of the first. See, I was playing this over Call of Duty 4 because they both came out around the same time. I played this one because obviously you're dealing with Area 51.
Yeah.
And I was blown away at the time with it, man. It's actually a fun game. It's got a cool story too. It's got some weird enemies you fight, man. It's like, whoa, what the heck?
Yeah. So this is a really weird game, like you mentioned. Because I bought it I'd seen the cover before, but again, it's like, well, it's I think I paid $5 for it or something. It was really cheap, but it's misleading because the first level is just you're in Iraq and you're going up against humans, and so you're kind of like, is this game any good? But then the second level, 3
years later,
you discover, well, there's aliens, and then there's like this thing that happens, and then it moves to another. I think you're in Nevada, right?
Yeah, you're in Nevada, and
and then there's driving too.
It's driving with it and everything, and you're with a team. You're kind of constantly covering each other, taking out enemies. And what's cool, so the thing with this game, I remember the advertisement in this game with the magazine. So basically, it would show how this looks, but it would show a little girl stuck in the middle of it. It was a really cool looking cover. I feel like they should have used it for this cover to make it like kind of more stand out.
Yeah.
But it kind of would like express like how torn apart everything was because of the enemies in this game.
Okay.
So very compelling. But yeah. Definitely one of the first-person shooters I really started getting into on the PS3.
It reminds me a little bit of Half-Life 2. You can tell that they were kind of inspired by that. The one thing I will say is this supposedly runs much better than the PlayStation 3 version.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure it does.
So just keep that in mind if you're going to compare. I mean, honestly, during that era, a lot of these third-party games did run better on the 360. So yeah. So I know I've been buying some weirder stuff lately.
Cool, man. Okay, what else do I have here? Oh, yes, I finally got the Castlevania Advance Collection.
Okay.
PS4. So this consists of the Game Boy Advance games and also the Super Nintendo game, which was Dracula X, I think it was called.
Okay.
But yeah, I just like, I mean, I have those games, but I like to play them on the modern consoles. I'd say, you know, so I could do a live stream if I wanted to. But it's kind of cool to go back to them and have those extra features too.
And I assume it has trophy support.
Yep, it does.
That's
it does.
cool.
So very cool. I never actually beat Circle of the Moon, which I always stayed away from that game because I hated the way the frame rate was for the main character. It looked out like cheap, but it's from what my buddies are telling me, it's a pretty solid game. So I gotta give it a chance. So that'd be the first one I play on here. But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. All right. Next up for me is a Switch game here called Haak. So this came out by Super Rare, and essentially what it is a cyberpunk 2D Metroidvania game.
Okay.
And so essentially you're this character that's cruising around in this, you know, post-apocalyptic cyberpunk world, and it's just very much a good Metroidvania game where you have to get, you know, new power-ups to unlock new abilities to go to different new sections of the game. Really well done. I mean, this game's, from what I played so far, is actually just, it's, you know, the controls are tight, the graphics are really good. There's a good sense of mystery around the story. You run into NPCs that talk to you and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm digging it so far, and I've heard good things.
All right, so, well, speaking of Super Rare, I got this game, Nightmare Reaper. Have you heard of this one?
No, I haven't.
So from what I was told, this one's like a boomer shooter.
Oh,
you know, so
really?
Dude, yeah, you can see the graphics there.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, people are really pumped about this game's release. So I haven't played too much of it yet, but man, I was just like, dude, this looks really cool. And
Yeah.
the cover, I love how the cover, and it's got a reversible
awesome.
cover too. So
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
So, and I was able to get the Super Rare sticker out there,
yeah.
tag it onto the label. Yeah. So I always do that, which is hilarious.
Dude,
But yeah.
boomer shooters they're a thing now. Like people, there's definitely a lot of excitement around them. You know, like I love them. I mean, they're great because, you know, unlike a lot of other games, you can play them for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or you know, and jump in and out basically.
Yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, let us know what you guys think about this game.
Okay. All right, dude. Another blind buy. I don't know if it's any good or not. I played a little bit of it. WarJetz on the PlayStation 2.
That was 3DO.
Yes, and it's a second game in the what do they call it? The War. What is it? It's part of a series that they did on the PlayStation 1. I forget, War Tech or something like that. War Tanks.
Okay.
Or was that what it was?
WarJetz.
But the first one on the PlayStation 1 was Tanks.
Sorry. I said the name.
Oh, that's okay.
But wow.
Basically, this is kind of like a budget title. I don't want to hype it too much. I mean, basically, yeah, it's an arcade jet flying game. You're in an arena. You're in like a locked, a level, shooting everything that blows up, trying to collect money. There's different kinds of vehicles and stuff like that. This is another one what I've seen at expos and game stores for years. And again, it's like I'm in this mode now. I have my old school PS2 hooked up to my CRT, and so I've been kind of going back and replaying some of these games. And you know, if they're cheap enough, I'll take a chance.
It looks like it's actually pretty cool, man. I mean, the characters here, it look like they got a little chemistry, which is kind of funny.
Here's the thing about games like this: it's all about your expectations for a $5 or $10 game.
Right.
If this was a $70 game or $60, no.
Okay.
No. I would not say that. But for, you know, a couple bucks, $5, yes, absolutely.
I feel like games like this will be more appreciated now too.
Yeah. That's the
rare.
thing is that, you know, a lot of people, I don't know if they're collecting for the PS2, and you know, and I already have kind of a lot of my heavy hitters for that system. You know what I mean? I have a lot of the games I already want. So when I go into a store and I'm looking at, you know, that section, and I see something like this, and it looks like that I might play it for a little bit. Sure, I'll take a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. Good gamble.
Not a ringing endorsement, but you know.
Okay, so this one literally came in the mail right before I came here. This is Hyper. I think it's Hyper 5 or Hyper S. I think it's 5.
You can't tell by the font, can you?
Yeah,
That's pretty
really
funny.
difficult. But this is from Video Games New York Soft.
Okay.
And exclusive shooter they put out. It reminds me, it's a cinematic shooter. It's a horizontal shooter.
Okay.
But it goes into these cinematic modes where it kind of like just makes it look more like a movie and everything. So it's pretty impressive. But yeah, just wanted to kind of put it out
Dude,
there.
I've never heard of this game. Okay.
Yeah, I never heard of it. I was like, what the heck? Like, dude.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
All right. I'll put that on the list. Next up is a game that I picked up recently, and that is Darius HD.
Yes.
So, or G-Darius HD, I should say. So this is on Switch. I want to say you originally told me about this.
Yeah,
game.
so I think this version actually originally came out on the PlayStation back in the day, but obviously this is one of the definitive versions to get now.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a very cool game. Obviously, dude, just the HD really shows in this one.
It does, and so it's a fully and you guys have seen the footage here. It's a fully polygon horizontal shooter, and you know, these games are just classic for a reason. Obviously, they're well loved. They're good for, I think, both beginners and advanced, because you can dig into the details of these games and really.
Well, what's cool about it too is that you can take different paths every time you play through the levels. Which
That's
is
true.
Nice. So,
it's almost like the original Outrun. You know what I mean? Remember in Outrun where you go left or right? Yeah.
Outrun meets Smuck. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for that reason alone, you know, every experience you play on this game could be very different depending. So
yeah, and also too, I'm a sucker for those bosses that look like fish.
Yeah. Every game, always on the cover too, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So good pickup.
Yeah. I just found that at a local store.
All right, so well, I'll go with these next. So in our last video, I showed a game called Bulk Slash.
Yes.
And hopefully you guys like that one. But another one from Pipe Dream Games, Mega Man X3 on the Sega Saturn English version. So he put that together for some hardcore fans and everything. So I was able to get a copy. And yeah, just like playing certain games on the Sega Saturn, just very nostalgic. Obviously, I like the Mega Man X series.
And that disc press looks it looks really good.
Yeah, he did a really good job, and his manuals are great. You know, does great work. And he also Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but this is the what do you call it? The extra version that was on the Saturn, where you could play as Richter, Maria. It has the extra areas in the castle. I forgot exactly what that version of it is called, but for now we're just going to call it Symphony of the Night for the Sega Saturn.
Okay.
And the game's in English, everything English text and everything, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, man, just very impressive, because a lot of people were wanted that version in English because, you know, there's extra stuff in it. Yeah. So it's just nice to have something like that now. And of course, you can play these games for free on emulator or whatever like that. But the hardcore folks, we want a physical copy to play.
Yeah, sure.
In our system.
So real hardware. That's cool.
So for people who like that hack these games, like to make them English, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. So yeah.
That's cool. All right, I just have two left. One of them is a gift for you. So yeah, actually, it's an artist, and his name is Tyler. I've got a little note there from you. And basically what he does, this may look kind of familiar because I have the companion piece over on my wall. And so he is basically like a street artist who does these little murals for his favorite YouTubers to put in their game room.
Oh, snap, dude. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I dig the look of these things, so.
It's Radical Reggie, 2024. Yep. Tyler, right on, man.
Yeah. So, like I said, you guys saw the one that I have on the back of my wall over there. So, yeah.
Tyler, thank you, man. Good looking out.
Yeah. Thanks for sending that. All right, I think you're up.
All right. So, my last item here, and this item has a lot of love, of course, because it's from Pix and Love. I got Garou, Mark of the Wolves for the PlayStation 4 Snapbox Edition. So, as you guys know, we've shown a couple of these on the channel before, and you can see what it comes with. The game, of course. It comes with an art book and soundtrack. And man, the Mark of the Wolves is getting a new game coming up pretty soon. So I wanted to have the definitive version on the PS4 before that came out. And man, I'm just really it's this overall like polished fighting game. And it originally came out on the Sega Saturn consoles. It wasn't arcades, but it came out on not Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, excuse me. And it was a budget title at the time too, which is hilarious. Yeah, so glad it got ported to like more modern consoles. You can play it online. If you like fighting games, it's definitely a good game to start with.
Have you done a video of your Snapbox? Is that what this is called, a Snapbox or
Snapbox, Shockbox? I forget. There's a difference between them. I forget.
But
sometimes.
You have probably what, 4, 5, 6 of these now?
Yeah, around that number. There's a couple more I want to get before I do like a dedicated video like showing them. So, you know, but definitely something's coming up. But yeah, I love it, man. It's just so authentic. It's just
that's cool.
Yeah, Neo Geo, man. What they were doing back in the day, they set the example. So, you know.
All right. And then the last one for me, I mentioned in a couple videos ago that I didn't know if I had any limited run games ordered. And then I didn't think I did. And sure enough, one shows up that you completely forget about because it's been like a long time.
Right.
And that is, but I'm happy to get it with an asterisk. That is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords.
Right on.
So I ordered this because, one, I love these games. And the reason why I'm putting an asterisk on this one is because I was really hoping that with that time that they would have put the absolute complete game on there.
Where's you're talking about what the fans fixed in the
yes, with the ending that has been altered or
extended upon, I would say.
Yes, because I originally played this when it came out on the original Xbox, and I enjoyed it. It was a good game, but it didn't have a great ending. And so now, to their credit, I did a bunch of research, and it looks like limited run at the time was basically, they said online all over the place, we're sorry, they tried to license it, I guess.
Oh, they did try to.
They tried to, and for whatever reason, they couldn't do it.
Okay.
So I'm not entirely sure why that is. Regardless of which, it is cool to have a physical version of it on the Switch. I wish it was the absolute best version of it.
Right.
So,
well, good on Limited Run for trying to get that version. I know how hard it could be to get stuff together, so it's like,
I'm sure that there's, like I said, I'm sure that they really tried to do it, just couldn't for some reason.
Yeah.
So, whatever. But my answer to that was actually that I have this in the collection, and then I just bought it on Steam.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
That's it for me too. Yeah, that's everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section. And what else?
Where can people find you on the internet?
The Radical One on YouTube. Come check me out. Love to see you guys.
He has over 100,000 subscribers. You crossed the bridge. Did you get the YouTube plaque?
I did. I haven't shown it yet, but it's there. I'm just waiting for a certain video to put out when I show you guys.
You got to do that, man.
You'll see.
It's funny how it can take a long time to get to that first 100,000. And
seriously,
dude, I still look at mine every once in a while and go, man, it's like it feels good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's something that it's awesome when it shows up. So that's very cool, dude. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and take care.